Thomas Berge, og i dag er jeg tilbake med enda en video. Sorry for at det har vært veldig lenge siden siste opplastning, men så lyst på det. I dag er jeg tilbake, og nå, ikke sant, PlayStation Plus, gratis spill, så har jeg dukket opp Amnesia. Dette er et skrekkspill. Jeg gruer meg litt i gang. Så her har vi 3 forskjellige spill, og jeg har tenkt å starte med Dark Descent. Vi skal se hva som skjer. Ok. Skal jeg være så er jeg egentlig litt livredd nå. This game features auto-saving when you see this... blah, blah. Yes. With support from Norden, faktisk. Welcome to Amnesia, the Dark Descent. What follows in a couple of quick messages on how to get the best possible experience, okay? Virtual reality. Amnesia should not be played to win. Instead, focus on immersing yourself in the game's world and story, okay? Do not worry about when and how you have to save during gameplay. The game will take care of that for you. When you want to leave the game, just choose save and exit. You can then use continue to return to where you left off next time you start up the game. Okay. Tusen takk. The world of Amnesia is a dangerous place and you're extremely vulnerable. Do not try to fight the enemies and suitors. Instead, use your wits, hide or even run if it's necessary. Helvete. Oh, det because ikke søren om jeg skal sitte lys. Jeg skal pokke meg ikke sitte i noe mørkt rom. Det sjekker jeg. That is all. Hope you enjoy. Hvor blander det? Start new game. Nei, skjønt. Yes. Hell yeah. Spilte man en gang, og døde.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
Og hva skjer nå? Helt quiet. Oi. Hello? Oi. Hva skjer her da? Blod. Oi. Jamen, koselig. Check blod. Okay. Oh, I have this here. This. Grabbe etter. Hæ? Tinderbox. Tinderbox, ja. Hæ? Stol på meg, folkens. Kanskje logge noe i... Kasta. Sånn der. Hevden holder... Ja. Han roterer objekt. Sånn. Hæ? Nei. Nei,
Hi, my name is Thomas Grip, and I'm one of the co-founders of Frictional Games. I worked with engine code, gameplay code, design, and many other things for Amnesia. In my commentaries, I will mainly focus on the design behind the different parts of the game. I hope you'll enjoy them. The name of this level is Rainy Hall, and it's supposed to be a combination of atmosphere setter and tutorial for the player. We wanted the player to start the game in a slow way so they could settle in and get used to how the game works. Amnesia is not a game with constant action happening all the time, and we wanted to have a constrained map where the player gets used to this. The only thing you need to do is to follow the track and get to the end of the level. Also, following tracks is something that becomes very useful in later levels, so we try to teach players this from the start.
Tack. Åh, helvete. Hallå. Var det hjertet vårt. Health. Sanity. Den ligger her nå. Oil. Ja. Åh, heks. Nei, Harry Potter kan vi gjøre. Hva? Ikke Disney. Guys, da får vi åpne en dør. Så, for å koste stemmen. Jo, motherfucker. Wow. Her var det jo koselig. Hva har vi her da? Tinderbox. Wrestling and all the så drev de med steel checks, så drev de med sånne share to the table. Boom. Do. doing with that steel chair and a wooden chair? No, not the painting! No, fuck! Det var... Oi, helvete. Oi, nei, jeg skal ikke bruke de der Tinderen. Jeg skal bruke Tinder på det. Ikke på lys. Ja. Sånn. Er dette løy? Noen store. It's the rock. With a chair to the wood stairs. Kastekonkurranse. Det er vel litt sånn der scoping der. Sniper sånn. Oh, dab. Hva vil jeg her nå? Open klasset. Klasset game. Jeg kommer til å skape, gutta. Vi bare lukker det. Ser litt høyt. Besøk. Akkurat sånn. Det var det der vi kom frem. Jeg vet ikke helt om jeg har lyst til å gjøre det litt. Hvordan går det med sannheten? Han ble gæren. Fikk han hodepine og være litt i mørket. Uff. Hva faen går det her da? Det er klart jeg måtte bli gæren. Nei. Skål her. Ok. Kanterburi.
This is one of the first level that we created for the game, and it was initially part of the archives level, which we will reach in a bit. Amnesia started out with a pretty different design, and when we redesigned it, the maps did not fit. This is one of the first level that we created for the game, and it was initially part of the archives level, which we will reach in a bit. Amnesia started out with a pretty different design, and when we redesigned it, the maps did not fit. This caused us to split them up and scatter them out. So in the first design, after this corridor, the archives level was supposed to follow, and the room lying there now was built much later. In fact, the first designs did not have Daniel waking up with an amnesia at all, and it was actually added later on. In the first story draft, Daniel still had hidden memories, but he was unaware of this at the start of the story.
Nei.
Hi there, my name is Visual. I must be the tool programmer, JavaScript at times. And perhaps the main reason why the rest of the core team at Fictional Games is pretty much forced to speak English at our internal meeting, as I am the only non-Swede here. Now, what a Spaniard is doing with a bunch of Swedish guys is a whole different story we won't be discussing today. By the way, I will be talking mostly about tools and scripting. Hope you like it.
Det liker jeg virkelig ikke. Vær så snill. Åpne. Wow. Jeg kødder med meg nå. How?
The editors themselves went through a lot of design changes during the development. Not that many in visual appeal as in internal stuff, like data structures and handling. This happened mostly because at the beginning we only knew the basic stuff that needed to be in them, and as they grew in features and functionality, they started to kind of fall apart, mostly due to my big lack of previous experience in projects like this. Right now, aloud, what the hell still sounds in my head when I look at some parts of the code, but I am still proud of them. They can also get a bit buggy at times, but hopefully this won't happen again in the future. And I already got some nice ideas for the next iteration of the tool.
Den dør låst, og så er det bra. Jeg skal ikke bøker, altså. Dette bra. Her jeg stuck på første level. Der skal vi jo den der. Slammer. Ja. Her går vi. Oi. Nei. Paranormal activity. Her. Bare beil. Kølle, jeg brukte Tinder. Og mulig ikke bruke Tinder. Bruk Tinder minst mulig.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum. Find Alexander and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Folkens, jeg tror jeg kommer til å dø.
I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as we finish the letter from Daniel. The game itself is just filled with confusion, and I think we're really doing the player a service keeping it simple in the beginning. Basically try to take your revenge on Alexander. That is the premise of the game. You don't really need to dive any deeper than that, but hoping that the player will care about the story, they have the entire game in front of them to decide if they think killing Alexander is justified or not.
Finally. Hør på dere. Nei. Nei, faen. Dum, eller? Kast det fitte. Inn. Der her har vi... Har du fått en jobb, da? Gi meg den tilbake. Der, ja. Det var i huset jeg skal nå. Fra en topp secret vei. Best jeg bare kosten. Bam! Welcome to the land of creepiness. Oi.
Hello everyone, my name is Mikael, and I'm the writer for Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Hello everyone, my name is Mikael, and I'm the writer for Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as we finish the letter from Daniel. The game itself is just filled with confusion, and I think we're really doing the player a service keeping it simple in the beginning. Basically try to take your revenge on Alexander. That is the premise of the game. You don't really need to dive any deeper than that, but hoping that the player will care about the story, they have the entire game in front of them to decide if they think killing Alexander is justified or not.
Jeg skal ta han, jeg skal ta han så sjukt, jeg bare... Wow! Hvis jeg kommer så langt, da. Men det er jo noe helt annet om jeg kommer så langt. Som sagt, det er sikkert stokk. Hodepine. Ta journal. Ok. Nei. La, hopp, hopp, hopp. Det blir topp. Det var teppe. Inni da. Fuck. Lokkepeisen. Wow. Hva er det du vil da, spill? mer her. Fillen. Ja, det er... Boom! Så er det veien. Joho! Nei. 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 Jeg gikk i støk. Fordi jeg er pro. Åh, yay! Se på meg, ja. Det var easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Surprise. Vet du. Å nei, ikke driv på personlegget. Ja, ingen. Nothing. Boring. Yippee, stopp. Hva er det du vil at jeg skal gjøre, da? Ja. Hva fliker meg ut at en eller annen marerittskapning skal drive og følge etter meg? Hvorfor det? Creepy stalker. Koselig. Dør og... Han vil jo kaste noe skitt, eller? Fader, du skulle splatte. Sånn. Hvorfor splatter du ikke, da? Glass. Oi. Shit. Wow, fant det. Oi. Men med det så tenker jeg at jeg tar og bare lever denne episoden her, eller videoen. Husk å like, subscribe, skriv en kommentar. Er det noe bedre da? Nei, ikke noe som jeg kom på i hvert fall. Da snakkes vi i en annen video.